Hey everybody, welcome back to TAZ's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. I am going to introduce another new Ellen Wille style today, new for fall 2020. This one is called Movie Star. It's in the color Light Bernstein Rooted. Lots of detail in this video. You won't want to miss a minute. Coming up. I purchased this style with my own funds from Wig Studio One. Expand the description box below this video. You'll find a link to this particular wig as well as the other Ellen Wille styles and a promo code for 30% off at Wig Studio One. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any questions, feel free to email support@wigstudio1.com. So Movie Star is another short cropped bob style coming from Ellen Wille. It has a beautiful curl pattern and lots of volume. Let's take a look at this color, Light Bernstein Rooted. I really enjoy this color. There's a lot going on here in this mix. It is a light auburn brown base shade. And then you'll also find some light honey blonde and a light amber gold highlight. All of that is just really coarsely blended together. It looks especially nice on a curly style or a style with lots of texture because of all this dimension. And this is a rooted shade, so that means that root's going to be a little darker than the main color. So a lot of you have asked about the difference between light Bernstein Rooted and regular Bernstein Rooted. And from my own experience, there is more of a blonde highlight, that honey blonde highlight and that light amber gold butterscotchy highlight in the light Bernstein Rooted, especially around the face. So when I can get a light Bernstein Rooted as opposed to a Bernstein Rooted, it makes me happy because there's more blonde in it. But according to your own preference, that may help you decide. I think they're both really beautiful colors, and I would consider this a warm shade. Does anybody remember the style called Movie, just Movie, by Ellen Wille? It was recently discontinued. I had the opportunity to review that style this year, and they're very similar actually, Movie and Movie Star. So if you're familiar with and really enjoy Movie, I think you're really gonna like Movie Star. Movie Star is just a little bit longer than the actual, the original Movie is. So I can't be sure if the original Movie wig style had anything to do or inspired the Movie Star wig style or not, but I know they're very similar in that they're both short, cropped, curly bob styles. So the bottom line is you're really gonna have to love a curly, short, voluminous bob to really embrace and get the most joy from this style. I think this would flatter many face shapes. So let's look at these dimensions. So in the front, you're going to see a 7-inch fringe. Now that's supposed to stretch below my chin as I'm about 6.5 from hairline to chin. And this looks like it stretches, if you stretch it all out, it probably reaches 7. But in its curl pattern, it's gonna shrink up to approximately 6 inches from what I can see here. So that way, if you know your measurement from hairline to chin, you'll be able to gauge how this is gonna strike you around the face. There's a similar measurement in the back. So the crown is about 8 inches, and then there's a 3-inch nape. And that crown and that nape measurement come together, forming a little bit of a wedge back. There's not quite an angle here. I would say this is more the same length all the way around. These front fringe pieces are slightly longer, giving it the effect of an angle. There's really nice coverage in the back at the nape. And those side layers are just really propped up by a lot of that curl. We'll talk about the curl pattern here in a moment. So let's talk about the cap features. On Movie Star, you're going to see a lace front. It's a full lace front, and it is extended back a little bit. However, it's very, very shallow. I'm fine with that. I think it's well done. You can see with this color, they also bring the highlight right up to the root, which I think really softens it. And again, because it is extended, that gives a nicer coverage where the seam meets the ear tab. From the front, a very nice natural looking hairline. And then what you're going to see is just a little oval shape of monofilament right at the crown. So I think that gives a natural look, not because you're going to be able to see scalp, the appearance of scalp from that area. It's just going to help that hair lay a little bit more naturally at the crown rather than a thick kind of a poof of permatease there. It just lays like a natural crown would. And then you have open top, sides, and back on this style. It weighs just over 2 ounces, I think like 2.6 ounces, so it is really nice and lightweight. It feels feathery light on my head. This style features a lot of choppy barrel curl. It just looks like these big round curls were kind of broken apart all over, left in sort of an air-dried choppy pattern. Therefore, you're going to see a lot of the volume right around that middle, okay? Not necessarily at the top, but in the middle of this style. That's where most of the volume is going to be. So just be aware of that. And there's always things that you can do with the top to help balance out some of the volume on the sides. And I'll help take you through some of that in the styling segment. So curl is very difficult to nail down exactly the same on every wig unit produced in this style. I think you're going to see quite a bit of variance actually, and that's what I've learned to expect. Now they're all going to have the same general style. Some curls might be a little more round and soft, others might be a little choppier. We've noticed this with styles like my Turn by Ellen Wille, the Girl Mono by Ellen Wille. There were some bigger variances there as well. This particular one has a nice choppy separated curl pattern. In others, you might see that it's, you know, that barrel curl is more intact instead of choppy. So just be aware of that. Permatease, we all want to know about permatease, right? On a short voluminous style, you would expect this style to have a lot of permatease. It has an average amount of permatease. The permatease is very moderate on this style. In fact, there's just enough to cover wefting. There's no thick, pillowy feel of permatease anywhere. I think all the volume is just coming from that broken barrel curl all around. So therefore, you're not going to get a lot of height on top, right? I think you could pinch in some volume, and again, I'll take you through some of that in the styling segment, but there's no thick, heavy permatease on the top. And there's not really a bump it there either, because in place of that bump it, again, is that monofilament piece that kind of gives a little bit of indentation there of natural hair growth. Another thing is this style looks like it might be a very thick density, and I don't think it is. I think it's just a normal density. It has a light, fine, wispy texture fiber to it. It's got some really nice movement. Again, I think that curl is giving the illusion of a thicker density than it actually is. All right, so I think we've covered everything so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do my spin and my walk so you can see this color and style indoors and outdoors. I'll take you through the cap segment. You won't wanna miss the styling coming up. Inside of the cap for Ellen Wille's Movie Star, there's that extended lace front. You'll see the lace does extend back into the ear tab. It has a heavy contour all the way through. I think this gives a very nice natural hairline, although it's only about 3/4 to an inch deep. You see some rose net covering the wefts on the top, and then there's this piece of monofilament. It runs just horizontally over that crown area, giving it a little bit of natural look from the top. Then you have a brushed velvet ear tab, nice sturdy stays. An extended nape with Velcro style adjusters, quite a bit of wefting on this. It's a very light cap. All the materials seem very light and plush. Very easy to wear. Now, what you want to know about this sizing is that this is right out of the box. No adjustments were made. I feel like I could adjust it in a little bit to accommodate my petite average circumference. So I feel like it's perfectly average coming right out of the box, and I feel comfortable that it could adjust down to fit my petite circumference. I'm not able to comment on large circumferences because I don't have any way to measure that. This style is right out of the box. I simply gave it a shake, applied it. It was already in a left of center part, so I really didn't even have to sort out a part on this one, although you could part it wherever you like. So there's no product in the hair. This is exactly the way it comes right out of the box. Let's try with glasses. Going in between the ear and the ear tab, the glasses seem to fit nicely and securely and comfortably there. So I'm just going to move around this wig quite a bit. I'll show you what kind of volume we can get. I'll show you what kind of more smooth looks we can get, ear tucks, and some inspiration to style this wig. Don't forget to go out to Wig Studio One where you'll find this style. See you next time on Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One.